Final cut 7mm deep. So I've set up a piece of the 4525 in the tool post. It's all been machined up. I've done the dovetails. We've been up through all that before. Okay, I've left a mil gap under the bottom, so it's not completely bottomed out. There's a millimetre gap. And I've scribed the centre line of the lathe on the block. So that is the spindle height of the lathe when the block is in that position. Okay, now I've got this set of, let me get them, this set of lathe tools which I use pretty much all the time. And as you can see, I've measured up the height to the centre of the tip from the base of the tools, and they're all 12.1 mil. The boring bar's separate, but that goes in my boring bar tool holder. Okay, so with that being 12.1, I would need at least, if I was to keep this off the bottom, to machine a slot 12.1, 12.2, something like that, down from that line for the bottom of the tool to rest on. Now, I also use occasionally 12mm square tool steel, you know, for form tools and what have you. And I also have quite a few pieces of 1/2 inch tool steel. So what I'm going to do is, from that line, I'm going to mill a slot 1/2 inch deep, and it's going to be 12.8 mil down to the base from that line, and that will accept 1/2 inch tool steel. It will sit flush 1/2 inch tool steel, and the 12mm square tools will sit, you know, 0.7 mil back. and a slot right through, 12.7 deep and 12.8 down from that line, 12.8 wide. So that's my next step, to mill that slot. So I'm doing 0.3 millimeters per pass with a 12mm cutter. Now I do know that the 12mm cutter is stuck a long way out of that collet in the headstock. It won't let it go any deeper into the collet, otherwise I'd put it right back into the end of the flutes, as it were, to stiffen it all up, and I'd probably be able to take bigger cuts without the bit of flexing I'm getting. But I'm taking it gentle, 0.3 a pass, happy days. This is actually one of those Banggood cutters that I bought. It's been alright. I haven't overworked it or tried it hard, you know, to deliberately blunt it, so to speak. But yeah, I mean, for the way I'm milling on the little lathe here, the amount of loads I'm putting on it seems to be coping quite well. So I'm 0.3 a pass, and it's taken me what? Yeah, best part of a minute per pass. So yeah, 3 cuts a minute, 3 cuts a millimeter, 36 cuts, so a good half an hour it's going to take me to cut this slot. But I'm in no rush. So I'll bring you back when we're a bit deeper in. Oops. My spanner falling on the floor. Made me jump as well. So this is the finishing cut now. So the step from here to here, I've changed my mind. I'm going to keep this purely for the 12mm square tool, rather than allowing it to take the 1/2" tool steel, because it's going to be a dedicated holder for that particular tool anyway. So from the front face to the bottom of there, this will finish it off at 12mm, and I've also dropped down 4 thou, you can see the clock here, just to clean up the top face. So finishing cut across here, happy days. And it's the last 0.1 in the bottom, so it's 0.1 on the top, on the vertical face and the horizontal, as you can see it now. So it is purely a tickle across here, just to give me some sort of finish. Yeah, I decided to keep this one purely for what I know is the 12mm square tool. The tool I use all day, every day. It'll be a dedicated tool holder for that one, and I just as well keep it, you know, as strong as it can be. Whether that extra 0.7 would make any difference or not, I don't know, but I'm in no rush to have one that will take 1/2" tool steel. That'll be a tool holder a little bit later on. So that's finished the bottom and the underneath face, as it were. So I'm going to wind back up. I've gone to 0 on my clock. 0.1 the other way. I'm just going to run across that bottom face as well, and I'll just try the tool in there. The bottom face and top face would have been like a series of small little steps all the way up and down them from where I've stepped in 0.3 at a time. So by scratching off this 0.1 I should get a more of an even face. In fact, that finish looks quite good in there. So I'll try the tool in here. If it fits and it's not too snug, I mean, I don't want it to be super snug in there, but if it fits and it's not too snug, I want a bit of clearance on the top, so this should give me a 10th hour clearance now, with having taken 0.1 off the top and bottom with a 12mm cutter, so I should have about 12.2. As long as it's not too snug, That's pretty much the slot done. Bit of deburring and chamfering afterwards. And happy days. I have actually skimmed this front face as well while I was here. Couldn't quite get to the top bit, but I'll sort that out in a minute. And I didn't quite do that bit because I didn't want to get rid of my line, but I'll sort that out as well. Okay, so that's the slot milling done. So with a bit of tinkering and fettling and getting rid of the burrs and what have you, tool fits in there lovely. So next thing we want is a hole in the top to take the, it's going to be a fixed stop again. I think we'll have a nice big chamfer on the top of this on 3 sides. And the original tool posts or tool holders had 3 bolts. I think I'm going to put 4 M6s in, just because more is better. So I'm set back up, as you can see. I've just picked up the centre. And I'm going to drill this one. This is for the fixed stop again. It's going to be a fixed stop. And we'll go 14mm deep with that. So there we are. That's drilled out 5mm for an M6, 14mm deep. So I've marked it out for the 4 clamp down screws. I'll just use a small centre drill to pick up the centres. I can remember where I was, near as damn it. I came 8mm in from either end, then another 16.5, so I'll just pick this one up. Oh, try not to bang my head on the camera. Let's just... These holes are 6mm down from the top face. Yep. Bring them down with just a touch. Okay, we'll set some zeros there. Back up with a 5mm drill. I still can't get used to turning the truck the other way. When it's in the headstock, it just feels weird. Anyway. Right, how far did I bang the camera? No, I can still see you. Bit of glue. And a 5mm hole right through. Now ideally I'd get some 6mm grub screws by like 15mm long for this, but I haven't got any. I will order some because it's pretty much going to do all my tool blocks, and the tools won't be changed very often, so the small Allen key head in the grub screws won't become a problem with them becoming getting full of swarf and what have you. Some may ask, why am I drilling this in the lathe when I could do it in the pillar drill? Simple answer to that, because I can. Yeah, that's the simple answer. Right, 16.6 in with this one. Was my mark. Oh, that's 15.6. Let's just check that. I have been wrong with that. 15.6 it was. 15mm actually. There we are. And I suppose part of the object of me calling this WARCO lathe and what have you is to show what can be done on the lathe, you know, for people who haven't got a fillet drill. Probably go a little faster with that. What are we on? 800? A bit more. Oh, that's better. Can't see now. Here we are. Yeah. Ease off on the pressure now and again. I could keep going like this and the swarf will get longer and longer, but if you just ease off now and again, the swarf will break. And you've got stuff flying around everywhere. Okay, that's number 3. That's not right. That's better. To invest in some spot drills, I think. Just some round numbers. Certainly a 5, maybe a 3.2. Couple of odd numbers. Maybe just get spot drills in the metric tapping drill sizes. Yeah, that's a 5 holes drilled. I think with these 4, I'm going to put a slight relief 6mm, which is the thread size, in about 2mm, something like that, just to put the thread below the surface. So let's change to a 6mm drill. Set my DRO so I know how deep I'm going. Two mil, that'll do me. Whip across the others. I'm just picking these positions straight up off my DRO back to where I was. I took a mental note. Most of my notes are mental. Thought I'd say it before somebody else did. Yeah, mental note of the figures. As I was picking up the centre pops I put in earlier. There we go. So I'll probably tap these in situ now. Having said that, I'll probably do it in the vise. Give it all a clean up and make up another little fixed height adjuster once I've set the tool on centre. So I'm going to put it in the tool post, lock the block off when the tool is smack on centre where I want it, take a depth reading and make a shoulder pin as a fixed stop to suit whatever that reading is.